What's going on? It's been a while. This is the general. We have to give you the other side. Got to split this up this time. We know sometimes y'all don't like the philosopher side of the general. And boy, do we got a lot to talk about. Know you thought we disappeared there. We had some technical difficulties, things that we needed to deal with, but we just got to get right into this. So here we go with this supposed white supremacist shooter, as the news is saying, that happened in Allen, Texas. Now, I've been to Texas, all over Texas. Got family in Texas. And I'm going to tell you something. Texas is one of the most armed states, probably in the union, maybe next to just only like a California. Population and amount of guns. That there are guns all over the state. And I find it very funny that this guy comes out, and of course nobody's expecting him to start shooting, but he just starts shooting pretty indiscriminately. But afterwards, have you been watching the headlines that we've been seeing in the news? I mean, the wordplay that they've been using.
This all seems a bit too convenient. Number one, these images were unearthed by Bellingcat, which is certainly an organization with, I think it's fair to say, like a more neoliberal bent on
taking
the
money
Ukraine.
from the CIA.
Yeah, so they it's a group that has been connected to the State Department and the U.S. government. We're not above some conspiracy minds here.
Things like, is he a white supremacist? Can a Hispanic be a white supremacist? What kind of nonsense is this? White supremacists ain't got nothing to do with your race. When has black folk ever said being a white supremacist had anything to do with your race? I mean, you don't have black people that can be white supremacists. You don't have Mexican people that can be white supremacists. I mean, come on. I mean, you ever looked at a prison or something? This doesn't make any sense. And the thing about the tattoos, I mean, they're saying that, he's got SWAT stickers and Texas and Dallas tattoos and stuff. But my point is, does it matter? I mean, I'm not saying that, it has no relevance. When I say it doesn't matter, I mean, the guy's a damn white supremacist. I don't give a shit why he's a white supremacist. If he's a white supremacist and he's out there actively attacking people, killing people, something needs to be done about it. I mean, who cares if they were in the military? Do I care if a white supremacist was in the military? Just makes him a more dangerous white supremacist, right? I mean, we're going over details and things that I'm not saying they're unimportant, but they're so minimal in their scope. I mean, it really don't make no difference. The thing that's important here is we have another person going off in the state of Texas. It's not the first time in Texas. We had one that started shooting people like crazy at a Walmart in El Paso. What difference did it make? They're still murdering people. Because that's what white supremacists do. White supremacy is not about staying by yourself. It's not about talking on forums. It's about actively going out and doing things to people that you don't like. Those people that you don't like might be white. Those people you don't like might be black. You go out and do it to whoever it is whenever you feel like it, because that's what you do when you're a white supremacist. It's like trying to talk about a religious person that wants to stay in their church. Religious people don't want to stay in their church. They want to come to your community. They want to talk to you. They want to talk to your kids. That's what they do. Right? Like, none of these people are trying to play nice and stay on their side. What kind of nonsense is that? I mean, when you're looking at these headlines, they're saying things like, like they only target certain people for certain reasons. I'm like, of course they do. But I'm like, white supremacists kill Jews. Most of us consider Jews to be white, but I mean, does that ever seem to have stopped them from doing anything? Right? Armenians are considered white. Does that stop them from killing them? You ever heard of Armenian genocide? I mean, and as I always say, law enforcement does something. So law enforcement shows up on the scene because apparently in Texas, nobody's got a gun in Allen, Texas. which ain't that far from Dallas. I mean, people that live in the DFW area probably don't even realize that it's a different area because of the size of the DFW. But at the same time, I'm like, the law enforcement shows up and they take the guy out. You get one hand clap for that, law enforcement. Does that make you feel good? I mean, after the mess that you made in your Uvalde day, where you were stopping people from going inside to be able to see about their children, when you was arresting people for that while y'all sat outside like cowards, now that y'all didn't have the nerve to go in and actually take somebody out and actually do something about the situation, what do you want us to do? You want us to throw you a party? Is that what you're expecting? Because if you're waiting on it, it's not coming. I know you thought we was gone, but we still up in here. The Black Power Fist channel still representing.